G'day and welcome to another live stream. I'm Keeonra and welcome to Keeonra Music and another live stream. What am I going to do in this live stream? Well, stuff with things. I'm going to continue doing the little film clip by the QTube. Words. The QTube. Link in the description below if you want to know more about it. But they are running a bit of a competition, and if you get something done and enter it and fill in a form and follow all the clicky bits, then you can find out more about it. And I think there's a link on one of their YouTube videos, and you can enter the draw to pick up Baby Audio's plugin, which is worth a bit of money. So that's pretty cool. So let's get on with it and try and make something that resembles music, and we'll see how we go. Okay. So where are we? Oh, yes, it's a film clip. So we can press this button here. There we go. And we can see film. Ashley is in the house. Welcome, Ashley. Boom. Let's have a listen to where I got up to.
Get ready to experience the thrill of the world's most popular sport like never before. With Footi 23, you'll have the chance to play as your favourite teams and players from leagues all around the world. From the Premier League to La Liga, you'll take the pitch with the best of the best. But it's not just about playing as your favourite teams. With Footi 23, you'll be able to create your own players and take them from the amateur ranks to the top of the professional game in our new Zero to Hero story mode. With lifelike graphics and realistic AI teammates, Footi 23 brings the excitement of football to your living room. So lace up your boots and get ready to dominate the pitch with Footi 2023. Get ready.
There we go, done, sold, and thanks for joining me. No, I'm just kidding. Turn it down a little bit. All right, that's not bad. I'm pretty happy with that. That's where we left it at the end of the last live stream, and I think it's okay. It's a little something for a minute clip, so oh, cool. Yeah, look, there's lots of Control P and Cubase opens up your pool, so all your files, and you can check your bitrate and everything. It's really cool. Oh, Control P. Oh, wow, look at that. This is what you're talking about. That's very cool. Interesting. Well, there you go. That is very interesting. Cool. Never knew that. I'm still learning lots about Cubase. I haven't upgraded yet. I don't want to upgrade mid-project, and I have got a couple of projects on the go, so I'm just a bit wary about that. So I'll see what happens. I've got a couple of projects that I am in the middle of that I was going to finish next year, and I've never done an upgrade before, so it should be okay. Should be. But, you never know. So, yeah, it's a bit dodgy sometimes, but going from 12 to 13 I think would be okay. So I'll keep you posted if I do upgrade and see what happens. Yeah. The Cubase is such a cool program. I really do enjoy using it. It's really good. Let's have a look at this piece of music and see where we are. I think I've got the right fills and everything. I think I like the ending now. It's all about balancing and getting it right. The drumline stuff, I don't know whether that is what I'm after.
This popular sport like never before. With Footi,
it's a bit bland. I think it needs a little bit of, oops, it needs a bit of, so I've got 2 there, and then just for that 1 bar, duplicate it so it's just
This popular sport like never before. With footy,
yeah, I think that's what it needs for that bar all the way through. Just a little bit. That's what it needs. Actually, how about because have I got that all the way through? I have. So that repeats all the way through to there. So how about let's get this right and then we'll do it. Yeah, yeah, thank you, Ashley. Yes, if anything goes wrong in Cubase, it's PepCat. The problem exists between the keyboard and the chair. Yes.
this popular sport like never before. With footy.
Yeah, so I'm quite happy with just that little bit of a change. It just didn't sound quite right, and I'm going to duplicate that all the way through. So delete all of that because it's the same pattern, and we can then duplicate this for the entire bit and just do Control D all the way along. And I think that'll just give it a little bit more interest. There's just little things that I've noticed that I want to fix. And then it's all about balancing and stuff, I think. I'm not going to do too much to this. I think it's okay. Yeah, I think it might be a bit of a balancing sort of act to try and get it all oakley dokley. And then I think tomorrow I might work on getting it finished and putting it up. Yeah, there's a lot of shortcuts. I don't know all the shortcuts, I must admit. I wish I did. I've actually got a thing for my Stream Deck to have a whole heap of shortcuts on my Stream Deck, and I just haven't learnt it yet to use it properly, which again was something I was wanting to do this year, and this year's almost over, so it's been a year. But I've come a long way. So, you know, sometimes you've got to look back at the path you've taken already to see how far you've come rather than just keep looking ahead. So, yeah, in saying that, it's okay. Could I do better? Absolutely. Why wouldn't I? Let's try and mix this perhaps and try and get we'll put a bit of neutron on everything and get it sorted, I think. Let's do a bit of that, shall we? And I'll save that. Bring up the bottom bit, the mix console, and we're going from I've already lowered that one down. That's okay. We'll bring it all back up again. I'm not going to put a should is better. It's better practice to put the drums on their own buses each, so you can EQ the bass different to the hi-hats and etc. etc. But I haven't really got the time. Unfortunately, I've got a lot on this week, so it's going to be a bit quick and dirty and nasty and just get something done and hope for the best. So, but that's okay. Let's see how we go with, right, getting this sound better. So if we put all of those back to 0, that's all good. Yeah, reflecting is a very good exercise to do, so you can sort of see where you've been and see what's happened and get better at things and do all that sort of stuff. Now, I want to put on all of these as inserts one of my favourites, FabFilter Pro Q3, and just put a low cut on everything. And at about 40 hertz, that'll do. It just cuts out the mud from our bottoms, which gets a little uncomfortable. And then all I do is hold down Alt and drag it across, and then that copies that with the exact same settings to the next channel. So I do it for all of them, even the bass and the drums, etc. But the bass I might not have as, I might put that a little bit lower. But we'll see how we go with that. So the bass guitar, if we're going to play the bass guitar from here, let's have a look.
In our new Zero to Hero story mode, with life.
So if we solo that, that's what it's cutting out. If we go from there, we go a little bit lower. We can still leave it at about 40, I reckon. Because the peak's about here anyway, so that's the good bits. We want to keep the good bits. So that's what I do, and I also put one of these onto the stereo out or the master bus, that channel. Then what I do is I use my favourite friend, iZotope's Neutron, for the whole kit and caboodle, and we go one at a time. Oh, we don't need, I don't need one for that one and that one because that's the audio, so that's already sorted. So it's from here onwards I need it on my instruments. So let's put Neutron for there, and I could have kept the other one, just moved it across like a silly sausage. PepCac, we mentioned PepCac, didn't we? Yes, we did. All right. So now before I do anything to it, I've just put it there. We're going to copy across. Now, I don't know in Cubase how to do it, or I've tried different ways. I've Googled it to select all of them and put it all on each one. I haven't worked it out. There probably is a way to do that. But anyway, we don't need to do anything with these. They're automatically MIDI sort of tracks put in by Addictive Drums. I don't know why, but they're there, and we'll just leave them there. Shh, it'll be fine. So let's just leave those. So what we need to do is we need to solo each instrument. You've probably seen me do this before, and we solo that particular track, and we play the audio. And it will automatically do stuff with things. And we'll just tell it that we don't like what it's decided. And I usually bring down the exciter and the sculptor if it sounds a bit too ghastly. And this is without it. Okay, try again. And this is with. Without. So it does sound a little bit better. That's okay. I'm happy with that. So I usually do a fairly quick process with this and just get it done. And it adds a bit of compression, EQ and all that sort of thing. And 9 times out of 10, it's pretty good. Except I got it wrong again. That's better. So without, with, just a bit clearer, sounds a bit crisper. Nice. Okay, so that's that one done. We're on to the woods, high woodwinds. Let's see how we go. And this is probably going to pick it as, yeah, instrument other. There's no actual woodwinds, I don't think, in the group. No, there's brass and strings and drums, but there's no woodwinds. So let's have a listen. That's without. Again, it just gives it a bit more clarity, I think. I haven't got my mixing headphones on. I've got these are my comfortable headphones, everyday wearing headphones on. So, but it sounds okay so far. Sounds all right so far. This we could probably put as bass. So without. And with. It's very close. I don't think too much is done with it, but you know, it's just enough just to make it sound a little bit better. And especially when they're all put together, it does make a difference. High brass. High brass. Let's get through this pretty quickly. Now, I know that there's high brass. That's better. There we go. So that works. Next one is brass mid. So this would probably be high brass as well. We'll see what happens. It's more of a low brass actually. It sounds more French horny. That was the wrong word to say. Let's try low brass. Actually, no, the high brass makes it sound better, I think. Yep, that works. Okay. Let's go for the low brass. And again. Again, just makes it a bit clearer, a bit more clarity, doesn't sound so muffled. Drumline, let's get the drums in there. Ooh, the drums. Hasn't picked it up as drums, which is interesting. It's a snare. That's better. So without. With. Sounds really good. So that's definitely improved that one. Then we're down to the strings. We're getting through it. We're almost there. Almost done. This is why I separate high and low strings. That sounds nice. So that's without. Lovely. And then we'll go here for the low. Oh no, they're still high strings. That's right, because we've got the long high strings and the short high strings. Yep, happy with that. Excellent. Then we've got the low short strings. Nice. I do like the presets in Neutron 4. It works well, I think. And I'm not aiming for perfect because there's no such thing as perfect. Does it sound good? Yes. My ears, which doesn't say a lot because my ears don't work, but that's okay. Sounds good. I'm happy with that. It gets things finished. And then there's addictive drums. And they start here. So I've got a few presets. It came up with snare. It actually does sound pretty good. That's without. That's with. I'm pretty happy with that. So I could mix them separately. I'm taking the lazy way. I am, because I want to get it done. Just want to get it done. Look, there is a way of doing it. Should we do it? Yeah, I love addictive drums. I really do. So that's all that done. That is that done. That is that process all done. Simple. So it's all EQ'd. The next thing is to try and get it balanced. So let's do a rough mix. And there's this whole stage gaining thing. When I had Mike and Joe here with me in person, if you haven't seen that video, please take a look at the whole mental health discussion we had. And he was here in my studio. And, oh, thank you, Ashley. Yes, my friend, save. Thank you. And he mentioned several times about stage gaining. Sounds fine to me. Let's just do a final mix. That's what I say. We don't need to gain any stages, do we? Do we? It's a bit of a interesting. I don't know. It's fine. Everything sounds great. Let's just mix it. Let's just do it, shall we? Shall we do it? Mix it and get it done. Get it done. Okay. So we're here. And look, the best place to start, I think, is always the drums. So what you can do is click on the first one, hold down Shift and go to the last one, which in this case is addictive drums there, and hold down, I've got to remember, Control Alt, and nope, that was wrong. So Control click puts it back to 0. It's Shift, Alt, and drag. There we go. Shift, Alt, hold it down, and then you can drag them all down. There we go. Yay. I knew it was one of them. All right, so now we can put them up one at a time as we play through, and we can get a mix going on. Actually, what I will do is I'll make these a little bit narrower. Where are you? There we go. So I can see them all there. And I don't actually need zones. So this is really handy at the bottom. So I can make sure that the stereo out is always there. And I don't, how do I do this? No. There it is. So on visibility, you can actually mark them off so you don't see it at all. So you can have, I don't need those and that one. And I don't need the video and the arranger track. And I don't need the stereo in either. But I think that has to be there. So you can't actually, oh no, you can. That's weird. Oh, so it does it off of here as well. Because it's on both screens. Interesting. So if I didn't know that. See, I'm learning still. If I put this up here, so this is opened up on my other monitor. So if you do that and then you bring it up on the left, you can get rid of the stereo in, and we still want the stereo out, and get rid of these, which are the Addictive Drums MIDI channels, and we'll go to the zones and put the stereo out on the far right. Okay, so that's cool. We then get rid of the left and we close that, and if we bring up the bottom, it actually treats it differently. Similar but different. But there you go. So that's what I've done before. That's very interesting. Anywho, we're here. I need to be on one screen, which is much easier for you to see because I can see both, but you can't. All right. So, well, what we want to do is we can make this a little bit wider if need be, and we're just going to play it from the start, and we're going to go from the drums. Yeah, once I discovered how to do all that, it made my mixing so much easier. And you can actually do that and then save it all as a template, so you don't have to do that again if you set it up with certain instruments, and then you can go through that process for all your buses and everything and then save it as a template. It's like, oh, such a dream. Going one step further, here's another thing. I haven't done it yet, and I should. Go through all my templates. I haven't got that many, but go through my templates and put in all of my plugins that I want to use, so I don't have to actually put them in at all. They'll just all be there. There you go. That's what you should do. And your sends, and if you have reverbs and group channels and folders, the whole thing. Again, that was something I was going to do this year. This year is almost over. Funny that. Anywho, that's okay. Let's start from drumline and press play. Now, one thing that you can do on here, I'm going to bring up the full thing. So see how there's numbers here? So this is telling me that this peaked at minus 3.3 dBs. It took me a while to work this one out. Hold down Alt and click, I think basically anywhere. No, it has to be up here. So see how it says press Alt to reset meters. You actually have to hold Alt and click the left mouse button, and now see it's got the infinity sign all the way across. So now you can press play, and I think it only works when you use this to open a separate window. It's bizarre, but there you go. I might be doing it wrong. Maybe there's a better way. If you're watching this on the replay and you're a Cubase power user, unlike myself, please comment below and let me know if I can improve my my workflow and how I do things, because that would be cool. All right, let's try that again and be paying attention to the sounds. So I want to peak about -12, and that's about right, if I see the numbers there. So let's bring in something else. What should we bring in? Let's go back to the beginning and we'll bring in the strings low, long. This one. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's try again. So they're already quite soft, but that's okay. We can balance things if need be another way. And we'll bring in the short, strings low, short. Yep, that's right. So that works about right. So they're pretty much on 0, so that's okay. Let's go back to the beginning. So it's 1 on the number pad key to get back to the beginning. That is definitely a shortcut I use all the time. And the other one is Shift F, and that actually puts everything in your project in your view. I use that all the time as well. Right. So let's bring in strings low, long, and strings high, short, which are these two. They'll come in a minute. So I reckon that'd be about right. How's our master bus going? That's okay. Where are we at? Yep, about -10. That's good. That's a good level. Okay, let's bring in the high short ones. And I reckon that'll be on 0 anyway. So Control, hold that down and just click, and then it takes it back to 0. Sounds good. About -14, so that's all right. Okay, I think we're balancing quite well here because we want to leave a bit of headroom for when we master it, or in order to master Yoda. Wood's low. Nothing like having a low wood. Okay, that's wrong. I think that sounds okay, and let's go for high. That sounds very quiet, but I think we need to work out the speaking of it as well. Keeping in mind I'm going to do the music and then put that to the video with the audio of the original speaking in Premiere Pro. So I'm not going to export it from Cubase because I think it has a better quality video and audio from Premiere Pro, and I adjust the volume accordingly in there. So it will actually recognise what is music and what is speech, and it'll automatically duck it and things, which is really cool. So I'll be doing that possibly tomorrow. I'm looking at the time and how much time we've got left, but we'll finish the music. We'll definitely finish the music. So we're up to brass low. Let's see how we go with the woods high and everything. Well, let's play it one more time. See, I reckon that instrument has at some point not got the right volume on the actual plugin. Spitfire Audio does this from time to time, and it's the mod wheel. I set that at about the middle every time, and it's never quite right. It always resets itself. That's a bit better, because I do want the drums to be the main thing, because it's a sporting thing, and I think that's the important one. Let's see if we bring that up to 0. That works. I'm happy with that. Now we're up to the next section, which is the bass guitar and everything. Let's see how we go there. Hang on. I want to bring in addictive drums first. Because it needs to be mixed with the drums, I think. So let's go with this first. And we're peaking already just with the drums. Look at that. It's always the way. So you can, once the level's gone right down, the other way to do it is individual channels is to just double. Okay, single click works. There you go, single click, and that'll take it down, but you've got to wait till there's no volume coming through. Let's try that again and do it better. Getting there. So we're going to do the bass guitar and the lead guitar still. Brass sounds like Star Wars. It sounds a bit like Star Wars-ish. that sounds okay. Thank you, Ashley. I've got, we're a little bit high, minus 0.9. There's not a lot of headroom there. So what we can do is turn everything down. That's what my kids say to me. Turn it down, Mum. Really? You gotta play it loud. No appreciation for good music, that's what I say. So just because, looking at the numbers, we've got it here at minus, oh, you can't see that, can you? How about I do a bit of this? Let's bring, there we go. You might be able to see that now. If I look at the screen, no, you can't see it. Do you know why? I'm in the way. Okay, so if you look at that now, it says minus 0.9. Here I am. Ah, hello. So yes, it's not, there's not a lot of movability, roomies type stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to highlight all of these and bring them down equally a little bit. So I'm going to go something that's at 0 because as you get closer to the bottom here, the numbers, the smaller the movements, for the larger numbers. So going from 0 to 10 or to 12 or something here is a big bit, is a big thing, but when you're going 40 to 50 is only a tiny little amount to move here. So you want to use something that is up higher and put it down maybe 1 or 2 dB across the board. So here we go. I've got to remember, now it's got to hold. I've highlighted all of these. So we start on the first one, hold shift down to the end, then shift and alt, and you'll see Q-link comes up, temporary link mode, sync all touch parameters of selected channels. What if you can do that as a, there you go. So you can click that on. I'm learning. Yay. Go me. Veltenkinder, welcome. I thought I saw someone else that's here saying hi. So you can actually click that and it links it together. Isn't that cool? And then I'm looking at the numbers here and I want this to be minus 2. Here they go. And they're all going down accordingly in a relative manner. Minus 1.98, that should work. That should work. And if can we do that? It still won't do that. See, I've got to do these separately or go to here and then hold Alt and do that. Oh, that hits sus. I wonder. Let's play a bit. I'm learning. Right, so that Q-link is still on. Let's turn that off. So if we hit that and then click, what have we got? We haven't got a lot. Let's play a little bit more and get some more. There we go. So we've got some numbers here, right? And these are the meter peak levels. We want to get those back down to infinity to get an idea of what the numbers are doing. So this is already highlighted, suspend all channel linking. And then click on that. Did it do it? No, it didn't. That's weird. Maybe link? No. Gain station. Well, it's not gain. Oh, it's not gain station. It's more mixing. I'm really lazy. I don't do much gain staging. Unless something is completely out of balance with everything else. But these instruments most of them come from the same company. So usually they're all pretty balanced. You don't have to do much at all. So most of the strings and all the rest of it are all on 0. That doesn't work. What is that works? No, it's still not the same. That's interesting. If I go here, hold Alt and press that, then it all goes to infinity there. Go figure. I'll learn Cubase better one day. Anywho, that's okay. What we want to do now is we've turned everything down by -2 dB, and relatively speaking, they've all gone down. So let's see what the master bus says over here. How about I move these over a bit so you can actually see the numbers too? And we'll just go from the beginning and check the sound. So we've got a little bit of headroom for when we master it. It sounds balanced. I think it's balanced. Those drums sound too left. I think it's balanced. It sounds balanced to me. So there you go, and that worked. We've got -3.6. I've had it worse. It's going to be a little bit much. Look, what we can do, I think it's best, is I'll save that, but I will move everything down just a little bit more, just to be on the safe side. And we've got -1.98 here. Let's do Q-Link. Let's do what we did before and put it down to minus. They should all go down. -1.98 -3.98 or -4.01. I'm just looking at the number here, and that should have moved them all down equally, and that should be good to go. Let's play it again. Let's bring in the audio just so we can hear it.
With Footi 23, you'll have the chance to play as your favourite teams and players from leagues all around the world. From the Premier League to La Liga, you'll take the pitch with the best of the best. But it's not just about playing as your favourite teams. With Footi 23, you'll be able to create your own players and take them from the amateur ranks to the top of the professional game in our new Zero to Hero story mode. With lifelike graphics and realistic AI teammates, Footi 23 brings the excitement of football to your living room. So lace up your boots and get ready to dominate the pitch with Footi 2023.
Now, did that do -3.6 for the end of it? I think it did. I'm not sure. Let's double check it once more. Wait till everything goes down. And I think we might leave it there for now. There's not really much more I can do. Unless, do you want to see how it's mastered? We could do that, can't we? That might work. Let's do that. We've got a few more minutes. Let's just get it done. Get it done, I say. So, let's just play the last bit, which is should be the loudest, and see what it peaks at. -9. That's good. So we've got a bit of headroom now. And why it went up before is because I forgot that the speech and sound effects over the top is going to be like that. The -9 works. Okay, I'm happy with that. All right. We'll leave that muted. I'll get rid of the lower bit, and what we will do is mute the video, mute that. There's nothing else that needs to be muted or anything. Everything else is all hunky-dory. We'll save it as our finished product. Wow, we're just gonna do this. Let's just blitz it. Okay, so file, export, audio mix down, and then you get this wonderful thing. And then you can call it whatever you want. It'll come up with the WAV file. I've got it set to 48 kilohertz, 24-bit, and we want the stereo out, okay, because we just want the final sound, and that should be, just double check that it hasn't got the voiceover attached to it. And we've got the range set across the top. That's all hunky-dory. And we are going to export, and hopefully it doesn't crash YouTube Studio and I don't lose the live stream. Let's see how my little gophers in my computer case actually go with this. Let's see what happens. And you get this little box coming up. Working hard. Here we go. And we're done. There we are. It is done and dusted. So what happens now? I'm glad you asked. We've saved it, but let's save it again. What could possibly go wrong? And then what we do is I do the same technique that Mike Enjo sort of taught in his tutorials and things, is to master in a whole new project. So you master it totally separately. So close this and we open a new project in Cubase. No mastering chain in the stereo out, none at all. So we've just done a WAV file, and I create a new project, and same place, same folder, and we've got a brand new project, nothing here at all. So then I file, import, audio file, and these are all my projects, Cubase. I know it was here before. What did I call it again? QTube, Footi the QTube. My naming conventions are all wrong, but anyway, and it's in the Mixdown folder, and there is the WAV file we just exported, okay? So open that up, and that will bring up this box to say, hey, are you sure? And is the sample rate all the same? And we're all happy days. Yes. And there it is. So this is the waveform that we just created. Okay, and this was without the voiceover. So this is just the music that I just created or just finished creating. So there you can see the waveform, and it's all done and dusted and wonderful. So first thing I do is top and tail it. So I go in a bit closer and we do a bit of to have a little bit of a fade in, just to make sure there's no clicks or pops. And depending on what the piece of music is, you might want a bit more of a fade in. This is pretty quick and it starts right at the beginning. So I'm not going to trim it at all, and that's fine. Shift F to see the entire thing, and then put the mouse over here and do the same again. I'm not going to, yeah. So just going to fade that a little bit more. That's fine. Shift F again. So that's done a fade in at the beginning and a fade out at the end to get rid of any clicks and pops. And again, depending how long it is or how long your section was in your main project, as to how big this audio file, how long this audio file is. So once we've topped and tailed it, then I go to the stereo out. Oh, and by the way, my apologies. You can't hear this, can you? Because I need to put in something that works with my streaming platform, so you can hear it. Now you can hear it. Okay, so that just allows you to be able to hear that. So just let me double check that you can actually hear this audio coming through. Yes, that's so OBS can hear it. So you should be hearing that now. That's better. Right. So that is that. Now what we add to this is I put, again, FabFilter Pro Q3 on, and we just, again, we cut the low end to get at about 40 kilohertz, just to get rid of a bit of mud that might build up. So that's before anything else. And then what we do is we put, I use Isotope's Music Production Suite. I think it's up to number 6 recently. But in any case, it's Ozone 11 and it's part of mastering. And I put that on there. Now, be aware, this will get very loud very quickly as it puts this through. So I'm going to turn my volume down. I would advise you to do the same. So I put Ozone on and it requires you to play the loudest part. So we'll play that and we'll get it to listen to it and it will put in a mastering chain. It's about to get loud. Needs to hear it again. It got loud. I hope your ears are all okay. All right, so that's how that works. And the only problem is that it's put in an equalizer, impact, an imager, clarifier, stabilizer, dynamic EQ, and the maximizer. It puts it at either -11 or -8.5. I need it to be -14. So first thing I do is change this to -14. LUFS. Don't ask me all the ins and outs of LUFS, but for YouTube, Spotify, all the rest of it, it's all roughly, and for radio, commercial radio and television, I think it's about the same. It's about -14. And so again, we will just play the loudest part and we'll learn input gain. So it's -14. And it should get quieter. There we go. So that's a little bit quieter. It's changed to +7.2. So now what I do once I've done that, I rarely touch anything else unless it sounds really funky and out of place. Otherwise, I just leave it. I then add, just to double check, I put in tonal balance control 2, and sometimes I put this on my master bus on in my project just to check whether I am, where is it? It's over here. Whether this is giving me the right sound. So this is more orchestral. So it'll give me a balance, an idea of where it's sitting in the balance of things. So probably, again, playing the loud part of it. So the low mids are a bit lacking and the high mids are a bit high. So we've got a bit of high end. So maybe it's not mixed as well as it could be. I'd have to listen to it on my monitors and other headphones and things just to double check that it's all okay. So it's a bit out of whack, but it still sounds okay. It's a personal preference, but this is a bit of a guide, so it's always handy, especially if you're doing rock or pop or whatever. It'll give you what is usually the balance, the average for most songs. In that sort of genre, which is really, really cool. So that's tonal balance. And the other one I usually put on, and again, I should have this as a template. I will get organised one day. The other one is, again, Isotopes, Insight 2, and you can put things here like the sound field. Again, you can use this in your project or in the mastering, whichever works for you. And then you can find out, and this is what I usually do once I'm happy with everything, is I let this play from beginning to end so that you can see what the integrated luffs are and see if it is on track to be -14. You can also see the sound field to see if it has that stereo width that is always nice to have. So let's listen to it, and you get a good picture of the stereo width. And I know it's pretty much on track because Spitfire Audio's samples are pretty good, and mixed together, I trust that the tools that I'm using are all, hunky-dory. And I guess that's the positive about using good sampled instruments. So the piece does start out quieter, and then, as you know, it gets louder towards the end. So it's going to increase in that number as it goes through the piece. And it's coming as -16.8, which indicates to me we could possibly do this a little bit better when we're looking at the maximizer. So I don't know why that has come in a little bit low. So let's try again and get it to relearn the input gain again. Let's go from this bit and see if it'll improve. +7.2. We've got +9.4. That might be a bit better. It's still a bit louder. So that little bit of difference might make all the difference. So again, we'll open up Insight. Hit this button to reset it, and we'll go from the beginning and listen all the way through. And I don't know why it's resized. I can't see the bottom. Silly sausage. There we go. That's a bit odd. Anyway, let's listen again. Good stereo width, so I'm happy with that. So we're up to -16.6, and we're not up to the loud bit yet, so we should get up a little bit higher. I'm looking at this number in the middle. -14.9, I'm happy with that. So that is it. That is it done. That is, we've done a fade in at the beginning, fade out at the end. If it was a bit too long, I would have cut the end off. That's fine to end it there because we're actually going to use it for put the audio onto import it into Premiere Pro with the actual video and other audio. So that is it. And what I usually do is I go File, Save As, and in case I want to change anything with this part of the process, I call it mastering because it's a project and I'm in the process of mastering. So I save that. That's just something I do. It works for me. And then I do the export, audio mix down again, stereo out, check all the bits and pieces. We're going to change the name to then the master. So I put all of my masters have master in capital letters at the end of the name. And then that's what it's going to look like. That's the folder it's going to be in. And then we export audio. And that is it done, my friends. What I will do now is you're way past your bedtime. I know, Ashley, it's daylight savings and it is really, really bad with the whole east and west coast of Australia. You're 3 hours ahead of us over here in Perth, Western Australia. We're so far away. So what I'm going to do is I've done that. I've done the exporting. I've saved this. I'm going to close this project. I will open what I had before so you can see the video. And whoops, I closed it right down. That was silly of me. So I'll wait till that opens again and then I'll play the video in the last version of the project that I had open, and you can see what will be pretty much the final version, which I will put on YouTube probably tomorrow, hopefully, if I get my act together. Yes, it's a warm night, so you're probably going to be a bit up late. Yeah, look, I was going to say the start of summer, but what's the date today? It's the 5th of November. Summer doesn't start for quite some time yet. We've had it very warm here in Perth as well, so it was 37 degrees or something yesterday or today or something. Yesterday it was really hot. So there's my project. Let's open that one. QTube Footy, that is the one. Yeah, 1:40 p.m. where you are, Velton Kinder. Yes, that sounds about right. You'll have to remind me where you live, Velton Kinder. Europe somewhere. I'm not sure where. I can't remember. For my memory is poor. I blame old age, and I'm going with that. As you get older, you remember less. What's my name again? That's why I have it written everywhere. I wear a T-shirt. It's on the thing here. It's everywhere, so I know who I am. Not really. You are in Germany. Das ist gut, ja? My German isn't too bad. I'm learning French at the moment. My French isn't that crash hot. It's really bad. My German's okay-ish. That didn't take too long. Usually it does take a long time for projects to open in Cubase. I hope version 13's better in that regard. I'll find out soon. Look, thank you, Velton Kinder, for joining. And also, of course, Ashley, my friend, thank you for joining me. It's lovely to see you guys in the chat and participating and saying good day and talking and stuff. Ashley, I hope you sleep well in the warmer weather. It's always a bit hard springtime when the weather changes and it's hot and cold and all over the place. Velton Kinder, thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful afternoon where you are and a good evening and night where you are, Ashley. And I'm going to maybe go play a little bit more of Diablo 4. Yes, I have sung in German many, many times. Beethoven's Ninth is my favourite. Mein Bruder. So yes, ja, ich haben singen. Oh, now I can't remember my German. Ich habe singen sehr gut, aber ich vergessen No, I've forgotten. I've forgotten everything. But I can pronounce German. I learnt German at school for about 7 years, and because of that, when I learnt classical singing, my teacher said, "Excellent, here's all the German songs." So I've sung dozens and dozens of songs in German. But there you go. All right, let's have a listen and a watch. I'm running a bit over time, but that's okay. I'll be back for another live stream coming up this Thursday. And yes, Bach, Beethoven. I've done all the classics, all of them. All of them. They're wonderful. They are awesome. I'm thinking of finishing off my Christmas EP. I think it's time to get that done because we're heading towards December real soon. So we might be doing Christmas stuff for a week or two. Let's see how we go. Yeah, let's have a look at this video and watch it, and I'll get rid of me off the screen. Thanks, guys, for joining me. On that happy note, until then, a bit more. Take care and make lots of music and enjoy. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, let's leave it there. I'll go now. There you go. I've gone. But I'm going now. You can't hear me either. Bye now.
Get ready to experience the thrill of the world's most popular sport like never before. With Footi 23, you'll have the chance to play as your favourite teams and players from leagues all around the world. From the Premier League to La Liga, you'll take the pitch with the best of the best. But it's not just about playing as your favourite teams. With Footi 23, you'll be able to create your own players and take them from the amateur ranks to the top of the professional game in our new Zero to Hero story mode. With lifelike graphics and realistic AI teammates, Footi 23 brings the excitement of football to your living room. So lace up your boots and get ready to dominate the pitch with Footi 2023.